Sonny kills Sidwell. ABC General Hospital spoilers. Port Charles had seen its share of dark nights, but none like this one. The winds tore across the docks, rattling the boats and slamming the metal signs against the warehouses. The water churned angrily under the glow of the harbor lights. It was as if the town itself could sense that something catastrophic was coming. And it was. Sonny Corinthos, dressed in black, his coat collar pulled high against the wind, stood outside the warehouse where it would all end. His face was shadowed, his eyes hollow, his jaw tight. For years, he'd been the man who made the rules in Port Charles, and the man who broke them. But tonight wasn't about rules. It was about revenge. Inside, Sidwell was waiting, confident, calm, and ready to test Sonny's limits. The morning had started like any other. Carly sat at Kelly's, her coffee growing cold as she scrolled through her phone. Jocelyn was texting her about school, Michael was at ELQ, and Sonny, well, Sonny hadn't come home. Again. Then came the call. "Carly," said Dante's voice, tense and sharp through the line. "We've got a problem. Sidwell's back." Carly froze. "Sidwell? I thought he was locked up in Pentonville." "He was," Dante replied. "But somebody pulled strings. He's out, and has already been asking questions about Sonny." Carly's heart sank. Sidwell, the man who nearly destroyed Sonny's entire organization years ago, the man who'd fed information to the FBI, the one who had once put Michael in the crosshairs, was free. Within an hour, the news had spread across Port Charles. At the Metro Court, Nina overheard the whispers. At the hospital, Elizabeth caught glimpses of detectives rushing out of the squad room. Even Jason, quiet and methodical as ever, felt the storm brewing before anyone said a word. Sidwell's name meant one thing: danger. Later that evening, Jason found Sonny standing at the edge of the docks, staring into the dark. "Sidwell's been seen near Pier 55, Jason said, his tone low and steady. "He's looking for you." "I know," Sonny murmured, his voice barely audible over the wind. "He sent me a message." Jason frowned. "What kind of message?" Sonny handed him a folded note. The paper was damp from the mist, but the writing was clear. "You took everything from me, Sonny. I'm coming to take it back." Jason's jaw tightened. "He's baiting you." "Good," Sonny said darkly. "Because I'm done running from ghosts." Jason stepped closer. "Don't do this alone. Let me." "No," Sonny cut in, his eyes flashing. "This is between me and Sidwell. It ends tonight." And with that, Sonny walked into the storm. Inside an abandoned warehouse near the harbor, Sidwell stood before a table stacked with documents, money, and weapons. His once pristine suit was wrinkled, his face hardened by years behind bars. A tall, thin man approached him. "You sure about this, boss? Corinthos is dangerous." Sidwell smirked. "Dangerous? He's predictable. He thinks like a soldier. All heart, no patience." He lifted a photo, one of Sonny's family, Carly, Michael, and Donna. "He'll come for me," Sidwell said, almost with satisfaction. "And when he does, I'll make him watch everything he loves burn." At the hospital, Carly burst into the elevator, phone pressed to her ear. "Jason, tell me you've found him." "Not yet," Jason replied. "But we traced a burner phone to the docks. Sonny's already there." Carly's breath caught. "Jason, don't let him do something he can't undo." Jason's silence said it all. He was already running out the door. Meanwhile, Sonny entered the warehouse. The door creaked as he stepped inside, his gun raised, his eyes locked on the shadows. "Sidwell," his voice echoed, sharp and cold. Sidwell emerged slowly from the darkness, clapping mockingly. "Sonny Corinthos, the king of Port Charles himself. How's it feel to fall from grace?" Sonny's eyes didn't waver. "You've got 10 seconds to tell me why you came back before I end this." Sidwell laughed. "You really think I came here to talk about business? No, Sonny. I came here to destroy your legacy. I know about the money laundering. I know about your deal with Valentin. I even know what you did to Morgan." That name, Morgan, hit Sonny like a punch to the gut. His son's name, his greatest regret. "Don't you say his name," Sonny growled. "Oh, I'll say it," Sidwell taunted. "Because I know you killed him. Not literally, maybe, but your choices did. And now, I'll make you feel what you made everyone else feel." Sonny's eyes burned. "You don't know anything about my family." "Oh," But I do, Sidwell sneered. I've got people watching them right now.
That was it. The final spark.
Sonny lunged forward, gun raised, but Sidwell was faster. The two men crashed into the table, paper scattering, a single shot echoing through the room. The bullet missed Sonny by inches, tearing through the crate behind him. He rolled, grabbed Sidwell's wrist, and slammed it against the wall. Sidwell fought back, punching, screaming. You can't kill me, Corinthus. You need me. I've got proof that could send you to prison for life.
Sonny's grip tightened.
Then I guess I've got no choice.
Another shot rang out. This time, it found its mark.
Sidwell staggered backward, clutching his chest. His eyes went wide, shock, disbelief, and something else, defeat.
You really did it, he gasped.
Sonny stepped closer, his face grim, voice trembling. You should have stayed dead, Sidwell.
Sidwell collapsed to the ground.
The light in his eyes faded. For a long, heavy moment, Sonny just stood there, breathing hard, gun hanging limp at his side. Rain began to pour through the cracked roof, washing the blood across the concrete. Jason burst through the door seconds later. Sonny. Sonny didn't move. Jason took in the scene, the gun, the body, the rain. He knew what had happened without a word being spoken. It's over, Jason said quietly.
Sonny's voice was hollow.
No, Jason. It's never over.
By morning, the news was everywhere.
Businessman found dead at Port Charles warehouse, police investigating mob ties. The headline spread like wildfire. Dante stood in the precinct, reading the report with clenched fists. He knew his father was involved, but he didn't want to believe it.
Max Scorpio approached him. You know anything about this?
Dante hesitated.
No, sir.
Not yet. But deep down, he knew exactly what had happened. At the Metro Court, Carly sat at the bar, staring into her drink.
Nina approached cautiously.
Have you heard?
Nina asked softly. Carly didn't look up.
I heard everything I needed to.
Do you think Sonny? Yes, Carly said sharply.
I think Sonny did what he always does. He handled it.
Nina frowned. Handled it?
He killed someone, Carly. Carly turned to her, eyes blazing. And that someone was going to destroy all of us.
Later that night, Sonny sat alone in his office at Pozzulo's.
The lights were dim, the room silent except for the soft hum of the refrigerator. Jason entered quietly. The cops don't have anything, Jason said. They think Sidwell's death was a drug hit.
Sonny didn't answer. He just stared at his glass of bourbon.
Jason continued. You did what you had to do.
Sonny finally looked up.
That's what I keep telling myself. But every time I close my eyes, I see his face. And Morgan's.
Jason sighed.
You can't change what's done.
You can only protect what's left. Sonny nodded slowly.
And that's what I'm gonna do.
No matter the cost.
Days later, Dante received an anonymous envelope on his desk.
Inside was a flash drive, and a note.
You think it's over?
It's not.
When Dante plugged in the drive, files opened showing bank transactions, hidden accounts, offshore movements, all tied to Sonny Corinthus.
Sidwell had planned for this. Even in death, he'd left behind a trail.
Dante leaned back in his chair, torn between duty as a cop and loyalty as a son. What did you do, Dad? He whispered. By the week's end, Port Charles was buzzing again. The police had reopened the investigation. Reporters hovered outside Sonny's properties. Valentin called, threatening to pull out of their deal. Carly tried to hold the family together, but every conversation felt like walking on broken glass.
At one point, she confronted Sonny directly.
You think this is over?
It's not, she cried.
Sidwell's death is going to haunt us all. Sonny slammed his fist on the table. I did what I had to do to protect you, to protect our family.
Carly's voice cracked.
You keep saying that, but every time you protect us, someone dies. For the first time in years, Sonny had no answer. As the episode closed, the camera panned to the docks once again. A shadowy figure stepped out from behind a shipping container, wearing Sidwell's ring. A voice whispered in the dark, You thought you killed me, Sonny.
But you only made me stronger. The figure turned toward the camera.
It was Sidwell's twin brother, Samuel Sidwell.
And he wasn't coming for money. He was coming for revenge.
Dante faces a moral crossroads as he uncovers his father's darkest secret. Carly teams up with Jason to protect the family before the feds move in. Nina makes a shocking confession that could save, or destroy, Sonny. And as the truth spreads through Port Charles, Sonny realizes the real war has only just begun.